hand and ask a question. And how you can reach out to me, my phone number and my LinkedIn. So as part of this webinar, at the end of the webinar, we expect participants to be able to identify the main types of disinformation during election campaigns. Two, you will be able to use practical tools to monitor social. Three, you'll be able to apply verification techniques to be able to understand how cross-border narratives adapt to South Sudan context. So before we dive into how to tackle disinformation, we should first define what disinformation is. And before I continue, is there anyone with an idea of what disinformation is? I know most of us here have heard of this word before. So anyone can give us a definition without giving the one I've given in your own words. Anyone to try?
Yes, there's a hand here.
Yes, Nancy, please proceed. Nancy Kiko, please proceed. And then later on, we have Mien Joseph. Mien or Nancy, any of you can go first, please.
Okay, let me go. Try to explain on my own words sometimes.
Your voice is too low.
Yeah, I'm using earphone. That's why it's very low. Sorry. Okay, so misinformation. Disinformation, it means like something intentional, like spreading some things so that you can maybe mislead people. Maybe you can try to confuse people. That is disinformation in my own terms. So it is like intentional, something which is done intentionally. While malinformation is something like you spread information so that maybe to destroy the image or reputation of someone's or an institutions, for instance. So that is my understanding of disinformation and malinformation. Thank you.
Thank you. Galwak Chinglel. Hey, that name. Galwak, over to you, please.
Good afternoon, one more again.
Good afternoon. Continue. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the term disinformation. So regarding these are the information that lack the evidence, and sometimes they can end in causing harm to someone who was accused, or when the media was misled, then the public will feel boring on the information that were spread, and at the end of the day, they will get as a zero information that lack evidence.
Thank you. Thank you, Galwak. Ginaba and then Doku. Ginaba or Doku, any of you can go.
Yes, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can.
please proceed.
Let's continue.
Okay, thank you. To my own understanding, disinformation is a false or misleading information that is spreads on purpose to deceive people.
Okay, thank you, Ginaba. Doko, your hand is up.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My idea about the disinformation is simply a planned idea of manipulating something so that it causes harm. Thank you.
Great. Thank you all for your contributions. And in the chat, we have Salva Aliu is saying that disinformation is a false information slash propaganda concocted with a hidden intention to harm or achieve a political or personal agenda. And Elisa Lojuron Emmanuel is saying, telling people information in an accurate way to change the right information. And Gracious is saying that disinformation is false information that is shared to influence public opinion with the aim of destroying reputations. So those are the contributions in regards to your questions, Del.
Okay, thank you for all your contributions, and all the answers you have given are all correct. Disinformation is false information that is deliberately created and shared to mislead, manipulate public opinion, or cause harm. So it's similar to what most of you have already said. It is also noted that it's different from misinformation and malinformation. Misinformation is false information shared without intent to harm. This is false information that you share, but you don't have an intent of harming it because you don't know that it is false. And then malinformation is genuine information shared to cause harm. Like this information is true, it's real information, but you share it so that consequences can happen, maybe for someone to lose their job or someone to lose a very big contract. In South Sudan, political tensions and ethnic sensitivities exist, so disinformation can spread rapidly and have serious consequences, especially during elections. So we are going to start with types of disinformation during elections, and these kinds of information can be divided in three types mainly. One is before elections type of disinformation. Then another one is against the voters, the people will be voting, the citizens. And the third one is against the electoral commission that is managing and regulating the elections. So we are going to start with the types of disinformation before election. So before we go to types of elections, we want to first know why are elections vulnerable. Elections, most of so why is that? Elections in countries, and also elections create emotional public debate. And in countries like South Sudan, elections will create ethnic and regional sensitivities. Another one is elections will create rapid spread of information via Facebook or TikTok, especially in South Sudan. So in South Sudan, weak information ecosystems and low media literacy increase the risk of viral disinformation. We have seen this happen before, and it will continue to happen. So the first type of disinformation during elections is disinformation is targeted party where they represent. So some of the tactics the disinformation actors will deploy are they will create troll networks or fake accounts to attack opponents. Two, they will use false claims about a candidate's background. Things like this candidate did not go to school, this candidate is not capable of leading. And also another one is the third one is they will exaggerate rally attendance. Like when they go for a campaign in one of the states, if 300 people attended, you will come and report we had 2,000 people who attended. So that kind of disinformation always happens. Another one is fake opinion polls. This is where the poll numbers are posted, which are fake, which are not true. Another one is manipulated photos or videos. These are videos that are doctored using Photoshop or any photo or video manipulation tool. The fifth one, and it's trending these days, is AI generated images or audio. Another one is fabricated or out of context statements. These are statements that the candidate did not say, but they are created so that they make the candidate look bad. The second type of disinformation during elections is disinformation about or against voters. This type discourages participation of voters. Some examples of this type are false voting dates. Like I could tell you, the voting starts on the 16th, yet the actual date for the voting is 17th, to mislead you so that you cannot participate in the elections. The second example is fake polling station locations. I could tell you we have a polling station in Konyo. So to discourage you from vote. This someone will tell you like your ethnic group is not allowed to vote, so that you just be frustrated and you don't be able to go and vote. The fourth is messages saying voter registration is cancelled. This is before election has started. Someone will tell you that your voting registration is cancelled, so there's no need for you to waste time to go. The last is intimidation messages circulating on WhatsApp. This is mostly done to intimidate the voters so that they cannot be able to participate in the elections. The third and disinformation type, these are kind of disinformation will target the electoral system that is managing the elections. For our case in South Sudan, these are institutions like the National of such claims are candidate, so ballot papers are already printed in favor. Another one is election results already decided.
Dale, your network is actually very bad. I don't know what's wrong today. On and off. Let me hope you're not kicked out. Uh, Dale, are you speaking? Sorry, guys. We don't know what's happening from Dale's side, and I don't know whether his network is even not sharing. Let's just pray he's not kicked out of the call. Okay, he's here.
Hello, GB. Sorry, my
Yes.
network went off and he kicked me out.
Sorry. At least you're
So
back. Yeah. You can
let
you
me
can
You
try.
are, you are
share.
using like office Wi-Fi?
I'm using mobile data, MTN.
Oh, okay then. Okay, that's fine. And then you just add our emails to the presentation so that just in case we'll be able to share the screen from our side.
So I've added you. You can share from your side.
No, I mean just in case you face challenges, but for now you can share from your side.
Okay. I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes, it's okay now.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry for the interruption.
No
So as
worries.
I was saying the third type of disinformation during elections is disinformation about the electoral commission that is managing the elections. So as we said, some of these claims are ballot papers already printed in favor of X candidate, or election results already decided, or something like voting machines are rigged, or something like international observers have been bribed. So these narratives they aim to undermine the trust before elections are announced. So section two, we shall discuss about common narratives that are common during elections, especially in South Sudan. The first common narrative will be hate speech narratives. Previous examples of such have happened before about people being divided over ethnic lines. So some of these examples will be ethnic mobilization narratives. This tribe must take power, or dehumanizing language, or historical grievances used to incite fear. Like use history, things that happened before, to incite fear to people before elections. South Sudan is fragile peace context. Hate speech can escalate into violence. We have seen this before, and it can happen again if not taken care of. The second type of narrative will be migrant or cross-border narratives. Some narratives will cross borders from neighboring countries. Such examples are claims that foreign workers are migrating to South Sudan, the South Sudanese. Other claims will be that another one is imported conspiracy theories from other African elections. These are things that have happened previously in other elections. Someone can copy and paste them and bring them into the election of South Sudan. Disinformation often adapts to local ethnic and political realities across. So the next section, we shall, for you to fight disinformation, you will have to find a way of monitoring the campaign. And to monitor the campaign, there are some tools that you need that you can use to monitor the campaign. So that's the next section. So why does monitoring matter during elections? Early detection of any problem helps to prevent viral spread, so that you can help to fight the disinformation before it goes viral. Another one, you will help to protect voters during elections. Another one, it will help to support journalists and civil society. Another one, it will help to provide timely corrections before things go viral. Monitoring should start before official campaign period. For our case in South Sudan, monitoring should start as early as now, anytime from today. So which tools can you use to monitor elections? Here are some of the tools that you can use. One is Google Trends. Another one is Google Ads Transparency Center. This one you check who is paying for political ads and who's sponsoring political posts. Another one you can use in South Sudan, Facebook has the largest number of users among all social platforms. So Meta Ad Library can be another good source. So let me click on one of them and you. I hope you can see this tab that I'm sharing now, the one of Google Trends.
Yeah, we are still seeing the whole page.
Okay. So Google Trends, it's a tool by Google that helps you to search what is trending based on location, based on keywords, and all that. Let me share the link in. So I've shared the link in the chat. You can click on it and try on your free time. The next tool you can use to monitor elections is Google Ads Transparency Center. This one is used to find political ads that have been put online so that you know who's paying for what and who is sponsoring who and who's all that. So let me also share this link in the comment section.
You can continue. I will share the links as you continue. It's okay.
Okay. Another one is Meta Ad Library. We know South Sudan has the biggest user base for Facebook. So Meta Ad Library will help you to monitor the ads and posts that have been sponsored on Facebook and Instagram. Some you can search by location. As, as you can see, mine already is in South Sudan. You can also add the category of ads, all ads, or you can change to only issues of elections and politics. Then you can also look for keywords during elections. The keywords will be there. Who's sponsoring who, which one, and which political party has paid for an ad, and all that. So another one, section 4, we are going to look at trusted sources. These, whom do you go to during elections for source for information? Because during election there will be a lot of disinformation online, and there will be a lot of sources online also. So some of the trusted sources in our context, what will they be? One is official and non-partisan sources. Which ones are these? An example could be the National Elections Commission. This is the body in charge of regulating and managing elections in South Sudan. So they have a website. You can click on their website. You This is the website for the National Election Commission. So during elections, you can come to this page to get information about about the election, also about political parties and all that. You can also look for their spokesperson for the National Elections Commission to inquire about something that you have seen online, if it's not from an official source. Another official source you can use is official government gazettes. One of these could be the Ministry of ICT and Information. They act as the official government spokesperson. Another also could be press secretaries in government offices, and also most government websites will have the information that you need. The third one you can use accredited observer missions across the world. They are all people that international observers will be able to come to South Sudan to observe the elections. So you can talk to one of them to inquire about something you have seen online to get official information. The fourth one is verified spokespersons. This could be government spokesperson or press secretary in one of the offices in the government. Another one you can use is reputable local media around the country. In South Sudan, we have iRadio, Hot in Juba. You can inquire one of them, or you can check their pages to see if the information you have seen has been posted by them. Another source of information during elections will be important campaign finance disclosures. I'm not sure whether the National Election Commission will be able to disclose the financial data during elections, but outside in other countries, I've seen it. They have like this one. This is the Federal Electoral Commission of the United States. They publish campaign finance data, who are sponsored which political party and how much and all that information. is here on this website. I think the National Electoral Commission will do the same during our elections too. Like you can search for the candidate or like let me search for Joe Biden. So this is the financial summary for Joe Biden during 2016. Here you can find the total amount raised during the election. You can also find the total amount spent during election, and also you can find the cash summary for all that. So this is important during election to also see who has sponsored who and who has sponsored all those. Another platform you can use are platform like Open Secrets. These ones are non-profit that are dealing with financial data for elections. Their website is here, so you can find any contributor to any politician from this page. Another one is you can use public procurement databases. The National Electoral Commission, I believe, has this, or the Political Parties Council has this also. Another one, you can look at election monitoring reports from international media. Like this is Head Africa. They are an African Election Observers Network. So most of the data will be put here. You have the one for the Horn of Eastern Horn of Africa Election Observation Network, and we have the Electoral Support Network of Southern Africa, and we also have the West African Election Observers Network of West Africa. So yeah, you can also look to this and you get information about the finance data. So section 5, we are going to look at how we are going to fight disinformation during elections. Which tools or which methods can we use to fight disinformation? So how do we verify fake or out of context statements? We can use search operators on any browser. So these are Google search operators. They have been compiled on this list. There are 44 advanced operators. You can look at them and you can. So these are the operators. This is quotes, and you put a word or a phrase in the quote so that the search engine will give you the exact word that you need or the exact phrase that you need. Then the next is a or term. This one gives you results related to X or Y. Either of them, if one of them is in the, and this slash also means the same as or. It's the same as or, so you can use them the same. Then we also have and. GB will share this website with you so that you can get all. There are so many that you can use for search operations, so that it can narrow your search from a vast. So the next one is how to spot fake or parody accounts that were created online to spread disinformation. One of the warning signs you can look out for in any account to spot whether it's fake or it's real. Most of the accounts that are fake are always recently created profiles. like towards election, you'll find a number of accounts were created, new ones. Another sign you can look for is no real personal history in that account. The account has only names, no details, no description. And also another one you can look at is the profile picture is not real, like the profile picture was got from stock images online, or it was got from a Google site somewhere. Another one you can use to spot it is extreme or emotional language. Language used in the post are always emotional or the extreme. Another one is they have a very high posting frequency. They post like 10 posts in 5 minutes. So all these you can use any of them to spot a fake account online. Another technique is verifying manipulated content. One of the tools we can use is something called reverse image search. There are many of them, but here we can use Google reverse image search. This is where you use an image to see if the image has appeared before somewhere. So you go to google.com and you look for this camera icon where it says search by image. You click on it, then you upload the image from your PC. So let us use one of the images here. So this image, people said it appeared in Jongle, but if we reverse image search it, it will give different results. As you can see, there's a fact check by Clarity Desk here, debunking the image. The image was indeed taken in Nigeria, not in South
We
Sudan.
cannot see your screen. We cannot see your screen. I think you share that screen where you're explaining.
You can see it now?
Yes, we can see now. Thank you.
Okay. So let us start again if you have not been seeing. So you go to google.com, it will bring you to this page. You come to this camera icon next to the mic icon. It will say search by image. You click on it, then you upload the image that you want to search. Here's the image we are going to use. Then you search the image. So it will show you places where this image has appeared before. One of the top searches here shows Clarity Desk that debunked this image a few days ago, and also it shows other sources. Because the image are graphic, they have been covered so that to protect the viewers. So another tool we can use is invit with verify. This one is for verifying images, videos, and checking metadata from images. It also has reverse video search, and let us have a look at it. So you go to for those of you using using the browser, you can go to Chrome Web Store, then you search for fake news debunker by Invit and we verify. Then it will bring you to this page. For me, I've already added it to my browser, so it shows here remove from Brave. I already have it. So when you want to use it, you come to your extensions. I've already added mine on my extensions. You can use it on your own also. You come to extensions, then you click on it here. So to show this small pop-up. So you open the toolbox. So this is the page for Invit We Verify. You can use this to verify videos or images. Let us verify one of the videos. So when you want to verify a video, you come to this tab that shows video. Then you come to keyframes. You click on it. Then it will show you two options. You can either share the video URL or you can share the file of the video. So for us, we are going to share the file. You upload the file. We are going to use this video that was recorded during the Trisha C protest that happened sometime back. You submit. Mm. The video is taking some time to load. So the video has been uploaded. So it will show three things.
Sorry, guys, he's also kicked off. We give him a few minutes to come back. Okay, he's here.
Sorry, it went off again.
No worries.
You can all see this part, Mike.
Not yet. You first share.
Okay, let me share.
Mm.
You can see now.
Yes.
Okay. So as I said, you can upload the video. The video is here. Then you submit. So you come to this part that says fragmentation and keyframes. So it will take some time for most videos. So what you do is you come to the video, to the fragmented shot. This is a part of a video that has been frozen. And then you right click it and you come down here. One of your tools, it will show reverse image search. Click on. So it will take one of the frames to a Google reverse image search so that you can now, as you can see, if it shows some of the results from the video. One of the videos shows the one that was debunked with chance Kir must go. Another one is from Juba Eye. Another one is Kir must go here also. So, and it will also show other examples. So this is how a video. And we can use to verify. Another one we can use to verify is to verify information. We can find clues in a video. So any environment factor can be used. So we can rate so that you can so
The network is
See what they are doing.
lay
See what
off.
they are doing. They are harassing us. They are beating.
yes, GB.
See what they are
Continue. I was saying your network is badly off, but continue.
doing. See what they are doing. They are driving you.
In this video, to go and use Google Maps to locate where this place happened, where this event happened. So when we go back,
See what they are
as you can see in the back here, there are some signposts of pharmacies. There's another one for a studio, and there's also the accent the people are using. So these are all clues you can use to geolocate a video. So if we are going to take one example here, as you can see in the background, this pharmacy is called Royal Care Pharmacy. So what you do, you go on Google Maps, then you search Royal. You go on Google Maps, care. Here, Royal Care Pharmacy is in Juba, South Sudan. So Google Maps will take you to where Royal Care is located from the maps. Sorry guys, my internet is disturbing. But I'm back.
Seems the legend is locked out again.
Yeah, he is. We give him a few minutes to get back.
Yeah, I'm back now. You can hear me, Gibi?
Yes, yes, we can. Welcome back.
Thank
Yes.
you. So I was saying,
Yes, you are saying?
let me first share my screen.
Okay.
So I was saying, the first clue that we have used to geolocate this video is a royal pharmacy. So as you continue playing the video,
See what they are doing.
there's a studio here, but the words are not clear.
They are harassing us.
Another one is here. It says Nujum Pharmacy. So you can also go on.
Dale, are you there? You're not speaking? Oh, you're facing issues? Hello?
I don't trust these MTN people. Let them check his bundle. Maybe the bundle has got finished.
Okay, then. Yeah, he should first sort out his internet issues and then possibly try another network. Yeah, to see if that can help. In the meantime, let me just take over the session and just continue from where he he left. Yeah, so pretty much he was showing the practical aspect of how you can verify a video, and he's using clues. He was giving the example of, in the video you should be able to see clearly. Like in the example of the video he was showing, you could see a pharmacy, and that video was actually taken along the that roundabout near All Saints. What is the name of that roundabout? The roundabout near All Saints Church.
Mobile, I think.
Yes, so the video was taken around that place, and then there you would see that pharmacy that then helps you, give you a clue, and then you can proceed with the search, and that helps you know where the video was actually taken. Yes, so these are important clues that you should be aware of, especially if you are trying to understand some of these. Some of these aspects that then helps you with navigating these aspects. Yes, and there are some warning signs that you should actually look out for, especially during election campaigns. There will be a lot of fake, or what we call parody accounts. So accounts that tend to impersonate original people, or who tend to claim they are people that they are actually not. So you should be watchful, and in case of entities, you should look for the check mark to see that actually this account has been verified. And you would also be able to see other things like recently created profile. When you see that a profile is recently created and it begins to disseminate information around the same time it was created, then that is a very big red flag. For example, let's say that a new page is created in the name of the National Elections Commission. What you do is, usually when you find a profile, let's say that, for example, you are on Facebook and you find a profile. What you do is you need to go and check the about section of that Facebook profile. When you check the about section, and then you go to transparency, and then under page transparency, you go and see all information. So let's say that this is my Facebook account, and I want to understand. Let's say that here, okay, I see hot in Juba. So I see hot in Juba, and I want to see information about when hot in Juba, was created and things like that. So what you do is you come to the what? To the about section, and under about section, you then get to see, this information, the categories, the privacy and the legal information, and you could come and see more reviews and things like that. And yes, so here you would see the category, you would see the details about the page, you see, and you would see here this was when it was founded, around 15th of March 2015, and you would see relevant links about the page. You would see contact information that helps you, know where. And yes, so this can give you a bit of details so that you know whether this thing is legit or this is actually something that you can count off. But when you see that a page was created around the same time it begins to disseminate information, you should be cautious about such kind of account, because it is highly likely that it is disseminating false information. So let's try to find the account. Let's see if the National Elections Commission actually has a Facebook account. National Elections Commission, South Sudan. Let's see if it is there on Facebook. Let's see if it's there on Facebook. Uh, let's see if we have a page like that. Okay, so we don't actually have a page like that yet. And let's see the website that was shared earlier. Let's see the website that was shared earlier to see if it has links that leads us to the social media account of this page. So this is the neck. This is the neck website. The neck website is here. So let me come to call. Let's see at the footer if there's any information about their Facebook or something like that. No, there are no links that lead us to their Facebook. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so that means we would take it that they are yet to do that. Um, yeah, but just in case you have come across the page, kindly share in the chat so that we'll be able to do that. So that is another important aspect. And another thing is also when an account has no real personal history, when you see that maybe this is an account that has never posted and it just decides to post around the same time, it begins to disseminate content. So you should be cautious about, again, such kind of account. And also, when we talk about the profile photo is not actually a real picture of someone. The profile photo is just a stock image that has been got online, probably from Pixels or from Pixabay, or from Unsplash. You should be cautious about such accounts where there is no real profile picture. And you see that when there's extreme or emotional language that is being used in the message that is shared with you, also be cautious about such accounts. So these are, and lastly, very high posting frequency. Probably when somebody posts like beyond normal, like the account posts like a bot, be cautious because sometimes they are fine-tuned, to just push as much propaganda campaigns as there are or as they can push out there. And the purpose is just to influence, public opinion. Probably right now you could see a lot of posts from I think there are a lot of politicians, people like there's some guy called Dang, and there are pages like 64 tribes. There are pages like there are pages like there are a couple of pages like this, and they really push a lot of narratives, and their posting frequency is very very alarming. Be cautious about such accounts. And we say that there are several techniques that you can use to actually verify manipulated content. And one of the ways is by running a reverse image search. So what is the purpose of a reverse image search? The purpose of the reverse image search is to, find a history of whether an image or a video has been used online, whether and in what context the image has been used. So what happens is you can just, click and go to Google. So when you go to Google, you will see this camera icon. This camera icon is where the magic happens. So with this camera icon, you can click that and you can upload a file that you would like to run a reverse image search on. Let's see let me see our files for our recent fact checks. Okay, let's see if we get any information. Okay, let's see this picture. So this is a picture that we got recently, and yes, so this is a picture showing that this gentleman was kneeling before the presidential envoy on special affairs, something like that. Yes, and you will see here, yeah, you will see now the results showing a couple of photos where the image was used. You see this, yeah. So you would see here that one, you see here, this is it. You could see this, you could see this. You can come here, you see this, and you could actually just click to see the context in which that image was used. But then something different. You see, there's this image here. This image here is where this gentleman actually, you see these two images, you see? These two images, they are kind of similar to this particular image. You see that? So then you get to just click and you see the context in which this image was used. So that is the purpose of a reverse image search. And yeah, so here you could see more. You see here, you see this guy I was talking about, Deng Ball, Ruai Ball. He posted almost about nearly about anything political. You see, he's posted this, and you see here many people post this. You see, there are about three posts. You see, so you could just go through and see what is being said about the particular photo. So that is the purpose of a reverse image search. We just see kind of what has been shared about a specific image and in what context. You see that, and the other tool that you might also want to use is called Invid We Verify. So the purpose of Invid We Verify is it is a Chrome extension, and it also works on Microsoft Edge. So you can just install and then put it in your Edge or Chrome browser, or if you're using Brave like me, it will also appear on your Brave, and this is how it looks like. um, if you have not installed like me, it will tell you add to, like my browser is Brave, so it's asking me to add to Brave because I've not installed it. But then I'm not using it on this browser. My browser for investigations is different, and it has this. But then you just add this, and this is the link. If you're using Chrome browser or whichever browser, just click on that link, and you should be able to install the you should be able to install the browser on your the extension on your browser. So and then it helps you, with extraction of keyframes from videos. The keyframes like just segmented of images that helps you run reverse image search. It also helps you check metadata, so the original information about a piece of video content, and also you can conduct reverse video search. And the next thing is with locations. So the locations, you could use Google Maps. Google Maps is very helpful, especially if you're somebody who is a traveler. Apart from investigations, if you're somebody who is a regular traveler, you will need to use Google Maps. You should actually, like, if you're traveling, you should know the place you're traveling to. What are the landmarks near the place where you're going to stay, so that you can easily, find your way around. Yes. So now here, let's say that somebody tells you that, okay, there's a protest right now about elections going on at Airport Road. So then you say airport. They try to search Airport Road, Juba. Then yes, so this is Airport Road, and this is the road. And then you could change the layers. You want to see satellite view. Uh, then you can navigate. You can navigate around and see what information you could find. This is airport. Unfortunately, here we don't have live satellite. Here we will just have like all the imagery. Yeah, and then you see, you want to see live traffic. Then you see places near airport. And yeah, so if it was live traffic, you would easily see actually how things are going on within the specific locality. So that is, and then let's say that right now you want to look at the distance between places. So let's say that you want to see the distance between Phoenicia and let's say you want to go from Phoenicia, directions from Phoenicia to airport. Let's say airport road, Juba. Yeah, then you see it will give you this blue This blue shows you like how you find your way from Phoenicia, you see, to Airport Road. This blue like this, you would follow like this. It gives you that if you're going by walking, you would spend about 25 minutes. Let's say you are driving, it will take you about 3 minutes, you see. And then you can just easily click on that, and that helps you with locate, and then you get to see which places are nearby here actually. Then you see there's Phonex bar. Phonex is near here. You would see there's Super Club, there's Alpha Bank, there's Bajos Restaurant, just in case you want to stop by, you see. And then you see which locations here. These are Amarat, there's Watoto Church here, you see here, yeah. So there are a couple of places here. And yeah, if you want to add another place, you could add also here. So this is how this works. And you can yeah, you can check for more information here. You can also make contributions to Google Maps. So that is how Google Maps get to help you. And also it helps you like see a specific place. So let's say that you want to check out Phoenicia. Phoenicia is here like this. And let's say we want to do satellite view. You want to see Phoenicia close. Yeah, so it's coming up. So this is the building for Phoenicia. You will see this is the road, and Phoenicia is just around here. So that is how you get to use Google Maps, and helps you navigate, especially issues of location, geolocation, if you are doing your detailed investigations. And a sister to Google Maps also that helps with geolocation is Google Earth. So Google Earth, it has like more of satellite, and yeah, you just go to earth.google.com. Let me just share this link and put it for you in the chat box, just in case you want to follow along with me. So this is the link for you to go to Google Earth. Yes, so this is Google Earth. Again, it works based on locations. You can put your locations here. So let's use our the same airport road, Juba. So this is Airport Road, Juba. Yeah. So here the satellite is clearer now. The satellite imagery is a bit of clear. So this is Airport Road, or yeah, or even if you want to see Juba International Airport itself, you say Juba International Airport. Yeah, so you see Juba International Airport. So these are some thumbnails. But then the airport is here. This is based on this image. I don't know which year this image was taken. Yeah, but you would see this is a bit of the airport. Suppose it was live satellite, you would see even movements. You see, you would see. So this is how the airport is like. Yeah, you can see like this. Yeah, so this is the view of the airport from far. You would see, yeah, you would see here. This is the runway. The runway is here, moves like this. But this is not the current runway of Juba. Yeah, so this is where the runway starts, and this is where it stops. Yeah, so this is it like this. This is where the domestic flights are, this smaller part. Yeah, and then yeah, so this is the area. Yeah, you would see some old planes are here. Yeah, so this is how the Google Earth looks like. And yeah, pretty much just helps, gives you a view, and yeah, help you see one or two things during your investigations. Yeah, so you see this is Alpha Office Complex. This is a new place. and this is the waiting area around the bus. This is the new waiting area around the airport. Yeah, and I think it's not showing the newly cleared place. So that's why you see that these are all the. But actually, in the new Juba International Airport, this place has been cleared. I think it's been even tarmacked. This place, yeah, and then you see this is the yeah this is the exit. This is the other gate where people get out from the from the airport. Yeah. So pretty much that is how this works, and that is how you can use Google Earth, to just better some aspects of your investigations. Next, yes. So Dell, are you back now? Is your internet better so that I can allow you to continue from here? Dell, can you hear me? Okay. So the next thing is, now after understanding these aspects, there's a way you're supposed to communicate, or there's a way you're supposed to respond to some of these emergencies, or as somebody who is, doing debunking or tackling issues of the information disorder, you should be very cautious when it comes to how you respond to these challenges, because the way you respond should be very professional so that people don't think otherwise about your work as somebody helping in data investigations during elections. So there are several strategies, and one of the strategies we could use is rapid response teams. And and that is why yesterday there was an example of where Makur shared somebody was able to debunk a photo where somebody was put in the middle of people doing exams at the University of Juba. There was a photo, and the photo was kind of different, and it doesn't show something exactly related to actually the students who are writing exams at the University of Juba. But somebody was able to debunk and say, okay, this is not the original picture. And in the original picture, that person was just inserted, and it's not a real picture. You see that? And then we have pre-banking. So pre-banking is just awareness raising, educating people before falsehood is spreads. Now we are engaging you, and this engagement is part of pre-banking strategies. We are trying to talk to you so that you understand these issues. And many of you now, you cannot fall victim to disinformation, because you already know the tactics that are used by these disinformers, or tactics that are employed by disinformers during disinformation campaigns. And that helps you a lot, and it makes sure that you also spread the message. You spread the message to your family, you spread the message to your friends, you spread the message to your girlfriends, to your boyfriends, so that they do not become victims of this and misinformation. And that is what we call pre-banking: education, awareness, media information literacy, so that people are learned. People know that, okay, these things actually happen. And another thing is also exploring partnerships with journalists. That is why, as part of our work, we work closely with journalists. We run fellowships for journalists. We run radio programs. We also speak with journalists to be able, to see that they are able to put out quality information. And that is how these partnerships work a lot in terms of helping us do our work really well. And while we do all these things, we target young people. In our fellowship, we are very strict in terms of the age brackets that are engaged in these fellowships. We also do specific targets, like we work with the students. Currently, we are running monthly trainings with the students in secondary and universities, and that is how we are able to reach very youth fact checkers, and to see that while they even begin practicing their careers, they are very cautious about these things, and they are able to disseminate content that is actually very helpful to the students that they work with, and also the wider communities that they will serve in the long run. And another intervention is, we should be able to strengthen digital literacy in our own little ways. All of us are already digital literate. As long as you are able to join a Zoom meeting like this, it means a lot. It speaks a lot about your digital literacy. So what's supposed to happen is that now you're supposed to encourage, educate more people, teach them more. They should know how to, navigate the information disorder. They should know what is disinformation, what is misinformation, and things of that sort. So we say that in South Sudan, we try a lot to collaborate. We try to create synergies, very strong synergies between the civil society, between the media, and also election campaigns. And I think that we already have election coalitions that are being formed, and several other civil society coalitions that work around the elections to see that we do a lot in terms of curbing mis and disinformation during the election periods. Yes, so um, during these sessions, I think we see that we've been able to tell you that disinformation targets candidates, it also targets voters, and it targets institutions. If you look at the Ugandan elections, for example, there have been a lot of bad information around, even there were wrong results that are being published, or even wrong candidates that are being announced by some individuals, and that is those are already part of disinformation campaigns that comes up during elections. And that is what we're telling you, that you should know who are usually being targeted during such periods. And we tell you that the people that are being targeted are candidates, voters, and also institutions. And then also, we've mentioned things to do with hate speech, which are direct attacks on people based on their identities. And we say that this hate speech can escalate quickly in fragile contexts. And we have seen how actually hate speech has continued to cause divisions among communities in this country. And we've seen that there's a lot of fighting and so forth, and even a lot of cyberbullying, just because of hate speech, and they escalate really, really quickly. And we say that monitoring tools can help you detect early warning signs, and that is why we say that you should be able to set alerts. And we had a session exclusively on digital news monitoring and gathering, and we are able to explain how those tools can be of help a lot to you. And we said that these tools include things like Google Alerts. We talked about Google Trends. We talked about Talk Worker Alerts. We talk about Social Searcher, and we say that if you use these tools properly, they can be able to to give you good indicators and help you move a lot really forward with your work around mis and disinformation. And we say that verification requires patience and methods. We say that for you to verify a piece of content, you should be very patient with yourself. Or let's say that if you are waiting for feedback from a trusted fact checker, be patient with the person. Don't rush the process. The process is usually very slow. You need to understand these methods. You need to see whether this information actually correlates. And sometimes, if it becomes too much, we as fact checkers, we take a break. That's why sometimes we can take 1 week, 2 weeks to actually publish just a single fact check. This is because we take our time, to make sure that we get things at least right for the first start. And if there are any mistakes, the mistakes should be mistakes that can be easily corrected without causing adverse implications. So this is another thing that you should take away from this session. And we say that also you should use your common sense. Use your common sense a lot. And we say that when you look at aspects like geolocation, you should be able, to look at, landmarks in buildings. You should be able to see, you know, locations, signposts. You should be able to see, roundabouts that exist near the place. You should be able to see even the number plates of cars. For example, somebody could post a car with a number plate of Uganda or Tanzania or Kenya or Rwanda, and they will say this car is from South Sudan. But if you're somebody who is very keen, you use your common sense, you're able to see the serial number, then you will tell, okay, nah, this is wrong. This is not actually from South Sudan. This number plate is for a different country. You see that. And then we say that trust building is as important as fact checking. Yeah, always build trust, especially with information sources. people who are custodians of information, build and their trust. They should be able to trust you so that they give you accurate information. So that is key. That is something that is key, and that is something that we should take very serious. Yes, so it's time for question and answers. We have about 20 minutes to do question and answers. And I think for the South Sudan elections, for now, you follow the National Elections Commission website, and also you follow credible news sources for information about elections. And yeah, we'll also be publishing a lot of information about election in the coming weeks. We're just working on a few things on our website, and once our website is fully up, we should be able to actually any questions, feel free to raise your hand and be able to ask your question. And Dell, kindly confirm if you can hear me, and also if your network is okay now, so that I can allow you proceed. So Gua Majok, please unmute and proceed with your comment or question. Thank you. Gua, please proceed. If you are speaking, your mic is unmuted. Your mic is muted, so kindly unmute and then proceed. Any other person, if you have questions and answers, you can also ask me, and I should be able to respond. Yes, Gua Majok, please unmute and proceed. Your hand is up. Unmute and proceed with your question. Yes,
already. I'm not getting it.
proceed with your question.
Okay, my question is there are some tools that were taught before, and these tools are the art. My question is are these tools forbidden to be used by politicians, or are the politicians not allowed to say art during the campaign period?
Okay, thank you for your question. Yeah, so politicians are allowed to make ads. So the tool shared is the meta ad library. So the purpose is not like to restrict people from from publishing ads. The purpose of the tool is to help you as a researcher, help you as a fact checker to understand what type of ads are actually being run within this period of time in, let's say, in South Sudan, and who is running them. So it helps gives you an idea in terms of whether political campaigns are ongoing and what kind of advertisements are being shared on the Meta platform. So it doesn't mean that that is forbidden. Next question, please. Anyone who has a question or anyone who has a comment, you can leave your comment in the chat. Yes, Mario Clark.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity. Earlier on, Dale spoke of seeing like people who pay for ads on Meta, but you guys didn't show us an example of how to see who pays for an ad on Meta. Thank you. That's my question.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mario, for the question. Thank you for that. And then yes, so this is the Meta Ads Transparency Center. Sorry, this is not Meta Ads. This is Google Ads. So Meta Ads is here. So Meta Ads library is here. Yes. So this is how Meta Ads library looks like. So when you come to the Meta Ads library, it helps you search from here. You can see like here we have chosen South Sudan. And then we want to see the category. We want to see issues of elections, politics, and stuff. Then we search. We try to search in the past 24 hours. And then you could also choose another country. You could choose another country based on what you are actually investigating. So here, for example, Based on the search that I got, I can see here from South Sudan, we've had about 10,305 ads in the ad library, and the amount is spent is $3,103. And from November 2015, we could see here the advertisers. They're here. We've seen CGTN, we have seen Sina Radio, we have seen Imagine Ad, we have seen African World Heritage Fund running the ads. And you could see the region where that is targeted by the ads. We could see Equatorial region, we could see Bad El Kazal. And yeah, if you want to download the report, you can download the report from here. And yeah, you could, yes, spending by advertiser, February 14, 16, something like this. Yeah. So this is how you get the report from the Meta Arts Library for the gentleman who asked. Just in case you missed the link, I'm sharing the link again for you to see in the chat box. And then somebody is asking that, Gracia is asking that, what practical models have worked in rural communities where fact-checking platforms are not easily accessible, especially in areas where information is mainly through WhatsApp? Yeah, so usually in rural communities, the good thing you say that they still use WhatsApp. So if somebody is using WhatsApp, then that person can access a website, for example. They should be able to see what information actually exists on a site if they can access WhatsApp, right? But then when we talk about rural, we mean at least something where there is, there is where there, let's say that where there is no even internet, right? So what happens in those things is, one, uh, in our context, we have seen something called ambassadors. We work with ambassadors. So these ambassadors, they run, you know, they run they run campaigns in the neighborhoods. So they they do community meetups where they meet, people in the area. They bring, let's say, they work with local chiefs, and when they meet the local chiefs, they bring people together, and they discuss what rumors have been prevalent in the area during the week, and then they are able to debunk those misinformation. You see, and then another thing is these ambassadors, they are empowered with smartphones, and they are able to track rumors. For example, a good example I can give you is the example of the Hagiga Wahid project. So the Hagiga Wahid is a sentinel project that is run by some organization based in Canada, and another organization called CDC, Community Development Center. So you see, they empower these ambassadors with smartphones, and they have SMSs. So what happens is people in the local communities, when they come across rumors, they share this rumor through an SMS, and these rumors are propagated here. You see here, you will see something called reports. You see in these reports, you see reports being shared. Like, for example, here, one report is that UNMISS is likely to leave South Sudan very soon, and then it's updated here. And then here you see another thing that 7 motorcycle riders were abducted and their motorcycles burned by armed individuals along the Yei Maridi Road. And you see here that 7 humanitarian workers have been abducted along the Yei Kaya Road, with the asylums demanding a ransom for their release. And they would then see here, they would see this is confirmed to be true, this is confirmed to be true, and this is confirmed to be false. And also, cholera outbreak in Awil has resulted in the loss of 15 lives, with dozens hospitalized and lacking available medical support. Is under investigation. And we say that SSPDF conducted aerial bombardments in 7 villages in Tony County, resulting in the death of 5 civilians and multiple injuries. And we say it's under investigation. We have intense clashes between SSPDF and SPLIO in Wauju River. So this is an example of a project that works in rural context. So I said the model is that they use community meetups. You know, in South Sudan, we have something called healers. So these healers, they have sheikh healers. These sheikh healers are like local chiefs. So the project works with these local chiefs, and they have, let's say, weekly or monthly meetups, and then they are empowered with access to with quality information. They are empowered with strategies on how they can debunk misinformation. And also, I saw GB mention in the chat box that also we have, you know, radio discussions. Radio remains a very good tool. So what happens usually is that these people are given radios, and then so that it improves their access to quality information, and some of them also through, you know, radio listening groups, to be able to debunk these rumors. So these are models that work a lot in local context, and I hope that I've answered your question. um, Next, we somebody is asking that how do you avoid political bias while fact checking? So yeah, so usually what is going to the answer is already answered. That make sure that you reach out to as many sources for different information as possible. Yeah, usually in journalism we say that you have to triangulate your sources, and then also you have to not don't lean against any political party. The problem also is that, you know, because of confirmation bias, people tend, like, let's say that some journalists are affiliated with the SPLM, some journalists are affiliated with the National Democratic Front, or, you know, DC Democratic Change and something like that. So, but then as a journalist, you're not supposed to have political affiliation. You're supposed to be non-partisan. When you're not partisan, then you are able to, you know, avoid such biases, and you do not become a victim of myth and disinformation. And another one is asking that Diana is asking that, on behalf of the press secretaries, how will you avoid being biased while fact checking? Yeah, the problem with press secretaries is that press secretaries mostly they are doing their job, and their job is mostly to do public relations. So they're supposed to only, you know, do things that advance the agenda of the people they're working for. So they're just like public relations people. Their goal is to make sure that they protect the reputation of the individuals they work with, or they protect the reputation of the entities, the companies, or the organizations that they work for. So and by except they're working for independent media, and then they don't have to be biased. But in most cases, press secretaries by nature, they even engage in propaganda, you know, as a tool of public relations. And they by the nature of their work are not required to actually be always, you know, doing things the way they are wanted. They can do things just to make sure that they promote the agenda of the people that they work for. So I hope I've answered your question, Diana. So GB and Garang, kindly share the attendance sheet so that participants are able to register their details for today. If there are any questions, please ask. And if you have any other questions, please ask. Or if you want to make additional comments, just to add on the information that we already have, you are also very welcome. You're also very welcome. Yes, I see somebody's asking that how do you inform people from the rural areas regarding disinformation since network connectivity is low? I said that I already answered this, Elisha, and I said that in rural communities, in the interventions that happen there is different from the intervention that happen in local in urban settings. So in rural communities, what happens is that we usually have ambassadors. So the thing is that these ambassadors are trained, these ambassadors are empowered. And once these ambassadors are empowered, these ambassadors go to rural communities, and then they use local approaches, such as talking to people in rural areas face to face, not on Zoom like this. They go face to face. They bring 20 of you together. They sit under a tree, or they sit inside a local church, or they sit inside maybe the home of the chief, and then they begin to talk about these issues of disinformation using local languages, using local examples that these people understand, and And if there's any information that needs to be shared with projects headquarters, and that will be done by the community ambassadors, who also have the means of how this information can be channeled. But in local communities, what happens is that they go to them face to face, and they have physical sessions to address local issues with them. And yeah, where radio reaches in these rural communities, they also have, uh, radio programming listeners group. And another thing is that also they can have information printed for them in local languages. These ones that can read, they can print for them, flyers, or they can use, posters, short poster with pictures, so that they are able to understand how these things work. So the attendance has been shared in the chat box. Please put in your details. And thank you all for your questions. If there are any other questions, or if you want to make additional comments, you are welcome. We have about 5 minutes left before we can close. Yes, Duko, you can proceed, and then also Genaba can come in. Duko, over to you.
Thank you very much. The session has been a nice one. I just have a question on a certain scenario whereby, assuming one of the political parties has published a disowned information into their website, is it still necessary for that information to be verified, or it is just left like that? Thank you.
Good. Thank you for your comment, for your question, Duko. Yes, if the political party has published the information on its website, and you as a researcher, or based on your preliminary investigations, you actually realize that this information is false, what you can do is you can actually proceed to fact check, and then you can reach out to them that, this information you have published is false. And I think a good example is last year. Last year, you might have seen there's information that was published by the spokesperson, the military spokesperson of the IO, that is Lampol. So Lampol published a piece of content uh, where there was there was an SPLMIO gentleman. There's an SPLMIO uh, political detainee who is said to have died in military detention. And then what happened is somebody sent the photo to Lam, and then Lam just decides to, post the picture without actually knowing that this picture was not actually of the person that was being talked about. So that information was fact checked, investigated, and later, he had to issue an apology. He issued an apology and say that he did not know that the photo was wrongly shared, and he apologized. You see that? So such mistakes happen, and when you see information published by the party on their website, yeah, you can go ahead, to investigate, and you can share your findings with them, and that also helps you, as part of raising awareness and promoting digital literacy. I hope that answers your question, Duku. Yes, Genaba, your hand is up. Over to you.
Yes, Bida, thank you so much for the session. And I just wanted to know how to, I mean, which tool did uh, Sudan Post used to track. There was information last time. I think it was in June, 20 June, and they were able to track the information, which was that the SPLM-IO, whereby the SPLM-IO claimed that they whatever they the barracks, I think something like that, at that side of Yei has been captured by them. And Sudan's Post tried to track and bring. I sent some photos here for that story. Which tool did they use, and how can I use it if I want to do such analysis? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question. And they used just Google Earth, because what happens there is geolocation. The first thing they did was to figure out what are the landmarks that they could see. For example, in the example you are giving, is that one, you could see that there was a Payam headquarters, because it was in Morobo County, right? So they could see that there was a Payam headquarters somewhere around in the video. Another thing was they could actually see that uh, they could see a road. You see a road, and then with that, you could just begin with a simple search like that. When you go to, just like how I was giving the example of the airport, you could then use 3D, 3D view, to see, and to twist around, and then to be able to annotate. And what they did was now to annotate. Now, if you have another tool, like a screenshot extension, then you can be able to do that. So remember here, back here, we say that locations, this is what you use. You use Google Maps, and also you use Google Earth to be able to do geolocation. So just like the example we gave, for example, when you come to Google Earth and then you do your search, and you should be able, to identify, yeah, you put the name of the place. Yeah, just the first thing is to be able to identify the landmarks. What can you be able to identify from the video? So those things that you identify are the ones that help you now to come up with the example that you gave about the investigation by Sudan's Post. So make sure that you practice. Just go and practice Google Earth and also Google Maps. Practice, and then it helps you, identify the specific things that you might look for if you are doing your investigations. Any other questions? Yeah, so the attendance has been shared. I hope all of you have put in your details in the attendance register. If there are no questions, it's already 4 p.m. and that is the exact time we are supposed to stop with this session.